Hello friends, today's topic is coping skills and techniques to lead a stress-free life. Can we visualize a situation in which we can lead a completely stress-free life? Yes, there are two possibilities. As we have seen in the last video that there is a formula for stress, as stress is equal to pressure, that is the challenges of the situation divided by our inner resilience and strength. And first possibility is that when we can reduce the pressure is less than our inner resilience and strength, then we can lead a stress-free life. But how it is possible? For that, we have to understand the comprehension of the pressure and appearances behind it. How the individual is getting pressure? He is getting pressure from all sides. Individual is at the center and he is getting number one, pressure of the past memories and unresolved situation of the past. But as we know that we can't go back to the stable situation of the past, and whatever we have committed, we should not feel any guilt over that. Only thing what we can do is that we can learn from our past mistakes, and we should not waste our resources and energy in thinking over that. Second pressure is that of the future. And what is the pressure? That is of fear and uncertainties. And as we know that 90% time fear is not real, it is false fear. And as fear itself says that it is a false evidence appearing real. So we should face the situation and we should not think so much about those fears. Similarly, uncertainties, we have to face the uncertainty, especially in this type of modern world when we are facing global competition and tremendous technological revolution is there. What we can do, we can prepare ourselves for these changes, and we should not unnecessarily have stress over that. This is to understand these things. Third pressure is of the present. And present, there are two types of pressure. One is that of the external situation and second is that of the internal. External situation is that government policies, structures, system, political legal system, economic conditions and the behavior of others. And most of the time we can't control these factors, and these are uncontrollable factors. We have to get ready for facing them also. And the second factor, which is internal factor, that the behavior of others affects our internal thoughts, feelings, and then our behavior and our performance, that is in our hand, which we can control. So we should concentrate on that, and we should not waste our time, resources and energy in the uncontrollable factors. So in this way, if we are able to reduce the pressure, then we can lead a stress-free life. Second possibility is that if we can increase our inner resilience, our inner strength. The problem is that most of us, all of us have grown up with the belief that when these odd situation comes, the stress is normal. And we have forgotten the denominator, because we have given too much importance to the numerator, that is to the situation or to the uncontrollable factors, and we have forgotten that the internal strength is in our hands. And if we will increase our internal strength, we will be able to lead a stress-free life. And for that, what we have to do, we have to self-empower we have to empower ourselves, and for that self reflection is required and reposturing is required. And if we see the definition of stress, that also explains this phenomena. And what is the definition of stress? Stress is a change, that is a pain. Stress is a pain that has come to tell me that something I need to change. And pain is a messenger that has come to tell me that something I need to learn. So whenever these type of challenges, we should think these as challenges, and we should think that we are required to learn something to cope up these situations and these challenges. And then we can lead a stress-free life. And now, as we have grown up with the belief, so stress is a normal automatic response from our nervous system, but if we will observe, there are certain predictable stressors which arise in certain condition and certain predictable times, and by our conscious choice, we can eliminate those predictable stressors. And in that way, 90% of the stress will be removed, because the daily stressors are adding on, and this creates a tremendous stress on us, and sometimes a triggering situation comes, and those factors are added upon, and we are in a completely stressful situation. So for that, what we can do, we can either change the situation or we can change our reaction, because we know that these are the predictable stressors, and at this time and this situation this comes. As in traffic jam, or meeting a certain person with which we are not having a good rapport, or in a crowded place, it depends upon person to person. And for managing these or taking a choice, we can practice 4 A's of the stress management, and these are avoid, alter, adopt and accept. And you can see in the given scenario, whichever will be the applicable, you can adopt that alternative. Some of the examples I will give. As for example, first is avoid. Although it is not advisable to avoid a stressful situation which is required to be addressed, but as I said, predictable stressors which can be eliminated in some of the cases. As for example, if you are taking too much work and it is beyond your limitation, try to say no also, and in that the distinction should be must and should. Must work, you have to do it because that's a part of your duty, but should, which you are adding upon you, you should see that whether it is possible for you to do it, or it will create a stress later on. At that time, initially itself you can say no to that situation, or certain things which are beyond your ethics also you can say no to those things. Secondly, you can have minimal contact with the persons who are creating stress to you, daily stress. Thirdly is that if the work stress is there, then you can make a to-do list, and first of all you should make at the top of that those which are priority work, and then important work, and some of the work you start sometimes but you are having some limitation. In that, either you should try to remove the limitation, otherwise with limitation if you will start, it will be taking too much energy and resources. So either remove the limitation or try to delegate or take the help of someone who is best in doing that work. In this way you can avoid this situation. But if it is not possible, then second choice is alter the situation, and this is the way you are communicating and operating your daily life. In that, first is that you have to express your concerns. Don't bottle up your grievances because these are creating stress in your mind. So express your concerns in a polite and respectable manner. And secondly, when you have expressed your concerns, if the other person is willing to make a compromise to some extent, you should also be willing to make a compromise so that in between solution can be developed. Thirdly, you can prepare a balanced schedule between work and leisure, because too much work also sometimes creates stress. And even if it is not possible to alter the situation, then the third choice is adopt to the situation. And for adopting to the situation, what you have to do? Firstly, you have to reframe your problem, because we see sometime in a problem only the negative things only, but every situation has two coins. It has positive aspect also and negative aspect also. So try to see every situation has something positive in it. Try to see the positive perspective of it, and then see the bigger picture. See if the problem is going to exist for 6 months, 1 year, even 1 year, then try to divert your attention to something other fruitful thing, and don't give too much energy and waste energy in that stressor only. Then thirdly, reframe your standards also. Sometimes we want to become perfectionists in everything, but and in that we develop stress. So if you think that some certain things are beyond the limitations, then come a little down and reframe your standard, and be happy with the even and with the this a little bit lower standard also. And lastly, you should have the gratitude also, because don't see that whatever you are not having, see the positive qualities what you are having, what others are not having, because everybody is unique, and the gifts which you have received, everybody is unique, nobody can play the role of you. So because you are the best person to play your role. So think of the positive qualities and the gifts. In this way you won't be too much stressed. Lastly, that when nothing is possible, because some of the people and some of the situations where you are not able to take any of the above alternatives, some of the people's behavior are affecting you too much, then what you have to do? Then you have to accept the situation as it is and change your attitude, perception, and all your inner management will work here, because you cannot control the uncontrollable factors, and there is a reason behind everything. So don't spend so much of your energy and time, and sometimes we are discussing it also too much with many people. So this sends so much negative energy, and you are also getting negative energy. So don't try to control the uncontrollable factor. Secondly, try to see every situation and every challenge as an opportunity for your personal growth, and try to learn from your mistakes. In every situation there is a chance for growth. There are various examples that some of the very famous people in the prison, they have written the books also, and they have taken it that they have got the time to do something constructive. So, and thirdly, what you can do, you can share your feelings with others, because in a pressure cooker, when pressure is developed, there is a whistle which blows and the pressure is gone. But in the brain there is no whistle. So when the pressure is developing, share it with some of your trusted friends, not with everyone, because it will be making a mess if you are discussing with everyone. Share it with one or two, few of your trusted friends, so that your pressure is out. And lastly, try to forgive even those who are harming to them and harming to you. And in this way, you will be able to lead a stress-free life. Then, for observing all these strategies, we say that there is an SOS protocol, because it is not so easy to observe all these things, as I said, accepting the situation. You have to accept SOS protocol as stand apart from the situation, because what we are doing we are mixing up our emotions in the situations, and we are showing that story to the world which is showing me the best, and we don't see the other aspect of the situation. So stand apart and observe it objectively. Don't add your emotions into dispassionately and objectively, and then steer it that after observing it dispassionately, when you will give the direction, that direction will be very effective. So SOS protocol is required to be followed. Then the entire stress management can be summarized in 5 C's. And what is these 5? These are 5 C's. First is that accept every situation and don't as a challenge, don't see it as a problem. Say bye-bye to problem and say it is a challenge, it is an adventure for me, and then concentrate on it. As in an adventurous trip you are going and you are concentrating. Similarly, think it as an adventure and concentrate on it. Face it. Don't run away from the problem. Face it and deal with it and finish it. That will then become an adventure for you. So think it as a challenge and then control the situation. Sometimes what we are doing, that wherever the situation is taking, we are going and we are sacrificing our own ethics, our own morals and everything, and the values on which our foundation is there. Then when the foundation start crumbling, we should not do like that. We should have control over the situation. We should not be driven by the situation. We should control the situation. Fourthly, we should communicate with others with our concerns and share it with some of the trusted friends. So communication. And the last is cooperation. Cooperate with others. And if you are cooperating with others, then many other people will come who will cooperate with you also. In this way, you will be able to lead a stress-free life. Thanks for watching the video. In the next video, I will be dealing with transforming stress into success. Thanks once again for watching the video.